The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Calaton. In this edition, Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare remembered, Morobe MP not happy with provincial budget, and Morobe calls for transparency in sports administration. Today marks 4 years since the passing of one of Papua New Guinea's founding fathers, Great Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare. Sir Michael, who was championed the agenda of independence, was the first Prime Minister of PNG following independence in 1975 and was a Member of Parliament ever since until his retirement in 2017. The government has gazetted February 26 as a public holiday in remembrance of him.
Sir Michael Somare is buried in his hometown in Wewak at Kria Heights, where his tomb has become a place of visit for many tourists and locals alike. Today, many gathered in a dawn service at his tomb, led by the 2nd Royal Pacific Islands Regiment, or 2RPIR. Prime Minister James Marape also arrived this morning in Wewak, transiting through Port Moresby from Honiara. Marape, accompanied by the Minister for Public Service Joe Sungi and Minister for Civil Aviation Walter Schnobelt, laid wreaths on the late Somare's grave as they joined the country in commemorating the 4th anniversary of his death. Marape was well received by the sons of the late Grand Chief Arthur Somare and Michael Somare Jr., and escorted by the ECP Boy Scouts to the tomb to lay a wreath. Back in Port Moresby, a memorial program is underway at the Sir John Guy's Indoor Complex. This program was initially planned for the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium, but due to weather conditions, it was moved to the Indoor Complex. According to the program, the event will mainly be filled with choir, a moment of silence, and speeches by the NCD Governor Powes Pakop and Prime Minister James Marape. Sir Michael's legacy will live on for generations to come as the nation comes together every February 26th to remember the great man he was. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
In commemoration of the 4th anniversary of the late Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, Prime Minister James Marape paid tribute to Sir Michael's patriotic life. He highlighted how Sir Michael, alongside other influential leaders such as the late Sir Julius Chen, played a pivotal role in the fight for the nation's independence.
On the 4th death anniversary of Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare, Prime Minister James Marape paid tribute to the late leader's profound contributions to Papua New Guinea. Sir Michael Somare, often referred to as the father of the nation, played a pivotal role in leading the country to independence and shaping its early governance structures. In his commemorative message, PM Marape highlighted Sir Michael's vision for a united and prosperous Papua New Guinea, reflecting on his legacy of leadership, integrity, and dedication to the welfare of the people. The Prime Minister also recognized Sir Michael's efforts in promoting national identity and advocating for social and economic development throughout his political career.
We witnessed recently the passing of Sir Julius, a great compatriot of Sir Michael. Together they were twins, keeping the country in check and balance, making sure it is run all the way from the 1968 Parliament up till recently when that generation is being demised.
The Prime Minister further emphasized the importance of remembering and honoring the values that Sir Michael stood for, encouraging all Papua New Guineans to work together towards nation building and progress in the spirit of unity that Sir Michael championed.
We don't take the past for granted. They have planted the seeds. They have laid the foundation. It is now our time to make sure the frame is standing up and us continue on building a better PNG, the one that we have inherited from that generation.
Marape called on all people in the country to celebrate the anniversary not only as a moment of remembrance, but also as an opportunity to inspire current and future generations of leaders to continue working in the best interest of the nation, upholding the principles that Grand Chief Sir Michael Somare exemplified. The legacy of Sir Michael Somare continues to inspire many as he dedicated his life to the service and development of Papua New Guinea. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
The Prime Minister has arrived back in the country after attending the Fisheries Summit in Honiara. Prior to the Honiara Summit, Marape had a dialogue with the Australian Governor-General Samantha Mostyn and other institutions in Sydney.
Upon arrival at the APEC terminal in Port Moresby, Prime Minister James Marape was welcomed by Treasurer Ian Lingstaki and other government ministers and MPs. Whilst addressing the media, Marape gave a brief report on his meeting with the Governor-General of Australia, Samantha Mostyn, in Sydney, as well as other visits. The Prime Minister also visited the Australian Museum, National Library of Australia, and National Archives of Australia. His visit highlighted the profound and enduring relationship between the two nations, particularly as Papua New Guinea prepares to celebrate its 50th anniversary of independence this year. He expressed deep appreciation for Australia's historical ties with Papua New Guinea.
Australia will remain a friend with PNG every step of the way through, but PNG would carve out its own foreign policy outlook as being better as a nation. They have the rights to relate to other nations around, but Australia will still remain a strong support to PNG all the way through.
During his tour of these institutions, Prime Minister Marape explored rich collections documenting Papua New Guinea's shared history with Australia dating back to the late 1800s. These archives hold invaluable records that trace Papua New Guinea's journey from colonial administration to independence in 1975, shedding light on the deep bond between the two countries. One significant moment that captured the Prime Minister's attention was the 4,000-year-old Ambum stone found in the Australian Museum.
Ambum stone, for me, established our country's our people's long-term residency in our islands.
He further expressed his gratitude for Australia's ongoing commitment to supporting PNG's independence celebrations, noting the significance of Australian institutions dedicating spaces to commemorate Papua New Guinea's 50th anniversary of independence. Marape also encouraged greater collaboration between Papua New Guinea's own historical institutions and their Australian counterparts, ensuring that the shared history between the two countries continues to be preserved for future generations. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Meantime, Prime Minister Marape also attended a Go Woodland Foundation event where he further highlighted Australia's intertwined role in PNG's history and future development.
We've now renamed the Australian government scholarships for Papua New Guineans to do undergraduate and postgraduate. It's now renamed Somare Whitlam Scholarship. And I guessed over that important moment, and a few Papua New Guinean students who are now studying at Australian National University were given awards, and we had a moment of respect for the Brotherhood of Whitlam and Somare as they worked into allowing our country to be independent at 1975.
This New Britain initiative was headlined at the Honiara Summit this week. Fisheries and Marine Resources Minister Jelta Wong emphasized the vision behind the initiative as a collaborative platform aimed at enhancing coordination and cooperation among Pacific Island countries to advance shared aspirations for sustainable tuna fisheries development. Wong highlighted that in the first quarter of 2024, PNG committed more than 1.8 million kina to the Foreign Fisheries Agency to fund the initiative's programs and activities. Ahead of the opening formalities at the Honiara Summit 2025 on Monday, 24th February, a high-level East New Britain initiative session saw fisheries ministers from Papua New Guinea, the Marshall Islands, and the Federated States of Micronesia sign off on a world-leading tripartite commitment aimed at growing sustainable tuna markets. The newly inked Strategic Implementation Memorandum of Understanding provides an innovative 100 by 100 framework, setting targets for the sustainable management of the 7.5 million square kilometers represented by the tripartite exclusive economic zones. The framework sets its sight on two key areas: 100% e-monitoring on all licensed fishing vessels and 100% dockside offloading of tuna catches from those vessels. Fisheries and Marine Resources Minister Jelta Wong highlighted that in the first quarter of 2024, PNG committed to the success of the East New Britain initiative through the allocation of over 1.8 million kina to the Foreign Fisheries Agency to fund the initiative's program and activities, recognizing the potential it holds for all Pacific countries, emphasizing that the initiative not only focuses on hubs and spokes and the retention of tuna value in the region, but also on the establishment of a regional fisheries development fund, which will benefit all Pacific Island nations.
The tripartite agreement that was signed this morning to show the membership respect of that. The other element is the cross-sectoral. So when we talk about this initiative, in most cases we look at it from the fisheries point of view. But it has enormous potential to cross over into catering vessels, fuel, provisioning, and other business opportunities, not only within the fisheries sector, but other relevant sectors within the national security.
The initiative is a regional platform established to explore innovative ways to increase socio-economic benefits from fisheries revenue. It was established in 2023 during a special Foreign Fisheries Committee meeting held in Kokopo, East New Britain Province. Significantly, the initiative proposes to establish a regional development fund to address the high capital cost and the potential loss of revenue from the impact of climate change. Meanwhile, the Honiara Summit is into its third day, with the summit conclusion scheduled for tomorrow. Papua New Guinea will be making land available to smaller island countries in the Pacific to set up their tuna or marine resources factories in the country. The Prime Minister made this announcement today when returning from the Fisheries Summit in Honiara.
We have 50% of the world's tuna supply. We want to be processors of tuna in our own countries to export to the market instead of exporting raw. If the small Pacific Island countries do not have land, water, labor, and electricity, PNG will avail land for them to set up their tuna processing facilities in PNG That's the intention we have, and we have liaised very well with our Micronesian brother and sister nations, and also indication for Solomon Islands, Vanuatu, and Fiji, those that have big land, to also participate in this space.
This is TVWAN News. After the break, MP dissatisfied with budget and women injured in self-defense.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Find P&G made.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The one-top jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Meet the bank for everyone, everywhere. As People's Microbank, we were proud to be a bank for the people. Now as National Banking Corporation, we are bringing modern banking to all in Papua New Guinea. With more branches and our friendly staff ready to assist you in more places, we are making money matters simple and fair. So wherever you are, however you say it, say hello better banking. Learn more at nbcpng.com.pg.
The stage is set. The stadium is rocking. It is go time. The entertainers are back. Rugby league at its absolute best.
Welcome back. Some members of parliament from Morobe province were absent during Monday's budget session at Tutumang House to show their dissatisfaction. Makam MP and Deputy Speaker of Parliament Connie Iguan outlined this after the Morobe Governor and Provincial Finance Chairman Luther Wenge presented an expenditure budget of over 700 million kina for this year.
The 2025 Morobe provincial budget was passed on Monday, February 24th, in the absence of 9 out of 10 of the district MPs. Only the member for Makam and Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Connie Iguan, attended the session that saw an expenditure budget of 723.96 million kina being passed. Iguan told the chamber and Morobe Governor and Provincial Finance Chairman Luther Wenge that some of the MPs saw no reason why they should attend when the other districts have been missing out from funding allocation from the provincial budget.
Some of the time, money for national government also took off, and some of the time, you know, so we come to time program yet. You can say we start planning for something where you may allocate in the budget. If all budget and pass, like we put in budget, but we must have provincial budget county committee. People want a member to come now. People are, you want to sit down and looking how you can repeat. Now you be scaring good, no one man very. district masih.
Iguan thanked the governor and budget committee for delivering the budget and noted that Zumara Primary School in his electorate has been listed as an impact project under the Infrastructure Development Grant.
So bigla tu putin sabla ikut. Inu ki ibu putin sabla primary school lo ibu na mi putin oh high school ya. Mi haski you lo kitin money no high school. No high school don't go. I already put 7 million by next month. All the material that move lo ha. Where's the provincial budget? Mi no look ibu na name lo makam start mo ya. Mi no ki road you lo putin ya. You lo looking condition lo one road to no ha. I must man will die local accident stuff. Never if one time this is a provincial government put in one budget level one road.
He further debated Governor Wenge's description of the Infrastructure Development Grant as shadow money that was enveloped in a lot of controversies. Governor Wenge said because the IDG is given whenever, he will leave it as shadow money and not factor it into the budget. Iguan outlined that he and the Deputy Prime Minister, John Rosso, had already pledged a 4-in-1 classroom for Zumara Primary School, while the Makam District Development Authority will construct a teacher's house. MPG's allocation of a double classroom was not welcomed by the MP. He emphasized that funding could have been given to other schools that are in need. Kamala Guare, TVWAN News, Ley.
A young woman in Port Moresby almost lost her fingers whilst defending herself as a knife-wielding thug swung at her in an attempt to rob her. Eunice Kamanabai, in recounting her ordeal, encouraged residents of Port Moresby to be vigilant and to prioritize their lives over belongings when they are confronted by thugs.
Living in a city like Port Moresby means always being alert of your surroundings and to take precautions when out and about. Eunice Kanamabai shared her story of how she almost lost her fingers whilst defending herself from a knife. It was a normal morning for Eunice Kanamabai as she stepped out of her house at Hohola on Sunday the 23rd of February. She was confronted by a thug and it all happened so fast as she appalled at how this all happened within her neighborhood.
I was waiting for my work pickup at my pickup location, Hohola, and I took out my phone to message the driver that I was at the location, and as I was putting my phone away, this young man approached me and took out his knife and said that he said in knife me and when I looked up, I just panicked. I saw the knife and I panicked, so I stood up and he swung the knife at me.
Fortunately, Eunice works for Glorious Medical Center and was able to get urgent medical attention. She regrettably recounted how she should have acted differently to avoid getting her fingers cut.
I regret taking my phone out in public. I shouldn't have taken it out. I could have stayed at home inside and alerted the driver that I was going to the pickup location. And yes, I should have given him the phone.
Eunice went on social media to tell her story and advised young women in the city to take precaution and be on alert when in public.
Port Moresby is no longer safe, especially for women who are walking around alone. And I urge that women should take extra precautions and be safe.
Now, Eunice is awaiting a medical report to take the matter to the police station for further investigations. She has a clear depiction of the young man and said she won't back down until the young man is behind bars. Jasmine Rajak, TV1 News.
Eunice is now calling on the national government to come up with strategies to minimize the high crime rates in the city, as it is no longer safe for women and girls to move around. She's encouraging NCDC and the government to introduce neighborhood watch programs and increase the bus stop wardens to all parts of the city.
I think the government should look into these petty crimes because it's really the petty crimes that lead into the major crimes in the city. And the government should start looking at solutions as to what they can do to minimize the crime rate in the city, maybe provide more job opportunities to the youth or employ the youths living in those areas to watch the neighborhood. Like we had the neighborhood watch or the bus stop wardens. I think that's a really good initiative and they should carry that out more in more neighborhoods.
As New Britain provincial government has taken a proactive approach to strengthen its relationship with development partners operating in the province. The provincial member Michael Marum facilitated a meeting between members of the Provincial Assembly and development partners in Port Moresby. Members were given the opportunity to meet their partners in person and receive briefs about the ongoing projects in the province. A provincial delegation from East New Britain are in Port Moresby this week to primarily present their provincial budget to Treasury. But while here, their Governor Michael Marum set up a meeting with major development partners, including government SOEs. Governor Marum acknowledged the work of these partners. Some of them include PNG Ports Corporation, the National Airports Corporation, who is managing the Tokwa Airport extension and reported to the delegation on its status, Hebo Construction, and CIGC, who presented the design of the new Provincial Assembly building, and the Secretary for Works, Gibson Holemba, who updated the progress of Rabal Kokopo Road.
We didn't expect to have a big group turning out today, but I think this is something that we'll probably have to do every year. And I really wanted all the open members to be here so that all two must contribute. But apologies, some of them are out of town. They can't make it, but of course we can send a report back to them.
Works Secretary Gibson Holemba applauded the ENB government for calling such an important meeting to put their provincial plan in order. He praised the province for being one of the best managed provinces in terms of planning. First presentation was from CIGC, who are responsible for the design of a Provincial Assembly building concept, which will lead to the provincial government finally having a house for meetings after 30 years. Tiula Mwawaga, president of Raluana LLG and PEC chairman for infrastructure works, was grateful for the opportunity to meet with the heads of different partners.
Glad and proud, and I must commend the governor and the provincial administration for taking this initiative to at least bring us across with the team of administration to present the budget, but for this kind of meetings. Now, a lot of, this meeting today was mainly to give us some brief or status on some of the projects in the project, and these are, projects in the province, and these are impact projects that will benefit the people of our province. So I'm grateful to the governor and the team for arranging today's gathering, because a lot of impact projects like the Tokwa development project, the 4-lane road project, or normally highway from Tokwa to Kokopo and eventually to Rabal in the future, and also the PNG Ports projects.
Governor Marum commented that the turnout was more than expected and that they may make it an annual event. Maricela Kelaton, TVWAN News. Teachers and students of Ivingo secondary school in Okapa, Eastern Highlands Province, fled for their lives last week when their school turned into a battleground. A violent clash between the warring clans of Kunia and Batami erupted within the school premises, forcing an emergency evacuation.
The attack happened during dinner time when boarding students were in the mass hall. Armed with bows and arrows, the rival groups stormed the school grounds, causing widespread panic. School board chairman John Yaigu and Principal Mackenzie Agusave have condemned the violence, stating that the conflict is unrelated to the school, its administration, teachers or students. Provincial Education Representative Robert Williams addressed the parents, guardians and stakeholders at the Ivingoi Secondary School.
You've must clear all this. Let me know easy plus something. Please, surrounding community Ivingoi ward, you block good line. Why you block start cross fight na make him na disturbing thing lo picking lo here and back a good place, good conducive awesome permit of place where nice lo picking sit down na all but study. You looking good place here. Why you fight now? You come showing more muscle low marketplace now. All this like now. You make him all picking for it. That's why performance Lord picking come up good. Lord rating blow law is knowledge. Now PBM like passing school blow you got right law passing because you're not performing.
A high-level delegation from the Provincial Education Board and Okapa District, including senior inspectors and law enforcement, visited the school to assess the situation. They met with students, parents and community leaders to discuss the next step. The PEB has recommended the temporary closure of both the primary and secondary schools. However, parents and stakeholders have requested a 1-week grace period to negotiate peace between the feuding clans. Community leaders have assured authorities that mediation will take place within the week before the full PEB team arrives next Monday for further discussions. For now, the future of Ivingoi Secondary School remains uncertain as authorities monitor the situation. Carol Kido Jr., TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2487 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2412 $0.3775 Australian dollars, $0.2230 euro, and 35.79 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed lower except copper and crude oil closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. This is TV1 News. It continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
We welcome you back to all the live action. Yeah, they count the Morris, they will score! He goes the ball and goes right through. But just clutching at his jersey, too fast, too strong, too big. And then the Superman finish.
A Lifetime original movie.
Gotta be kidding me. You have no idea the level of messages I'm getting.
Inspired by actual events.
Mom! I've been lying to myself about how everyone sees me. Who would do this if they actually knew you?
You cannot let one crazy person define who you are.
No. People are awful.
We're gonna get through this.
Mommy Meanest. Only on Lifetime.
If you can see it, you can believe it. By having the support of the Formula One teams in Formula One Academy, we can raise global awareness and inspire the next generation of girls and young women to understand that there are opportunities for them in motorsport, both on and off track.
F1 Academy is about bringing real and lasting change to ensure talented young women and girls have the right system in place to allow and achieve their dreams. Today is a very important moment as it shows this impact the project is having and the support it is receiving from across the F1 community. I can't wait to see the 10 F1 team liveries and drivers running in F1 Academy next season.
I want to thank the Formula One teams for their support and their vision. Our mission is to create lasting and impactful change, and I'm confident that together we can achieve this.
Thanks for staying with us. Police are waiting for the PNGDF soldier who allegedly killed his partner 3 weeks ago to surrender, with no attempts made to arrest him, even though they now have information of his whereabouts.
Assistant Commissioner of Police for NCD and Central Command, Benjamin Turi, told the media yesterday that he had spoken with a suspect, Milan Kapli, over the phone, who made intentions known to surrender to police. Turi confirmed that the suspect is in his home province in Isipik. He intends to first surrender to the military police in Moem Barracks, who will then transport him to Port Moresby and hand him over to NCD police.
Called over the weekend that he's ready to surrender, but when he will surrender to the military police in Moem Barracks. That's the latest that I can give. And he has some demands, and we said you will not ask us for any demands. You are a suspect, so simply surrender. So he is in Vivek, and how he gets there, don't ask me the question. His family, the people behind his movement, okay?
Meanwhile, tourists said police are investigating the other two deaths in Berena and Baruni. He said the suspect in the Berena incident escaped due to police negligence. Therefore, Central Provincial Police Commander Joseph Saleh was tasked to investigate and find out how the suspect escaped.
During the interview or record of interview, the officer involved went out to pay for lunch or whatever, I don't know, but the PPC from Central Province, I told him to investigate and come back to me on how the suspect escaped. That's criminal negligence when you look at it. So the officer involved in negligence of his duty to lock the suspect up for in any record of interview. Suspect must be properly locked up away, and then we're going to come back and then restart the record of interview. So all this were carelessly done by the officer. He will pay the price for his negligence, and he will be dealt with by way of serious discipline charges.
Tourist said so far 3 suspects have been arrested for involving in the Baruni incident. However, the public is willing to come forward and give names of others who are involved as well.
The officers have the information of suspects. They are willing to come and talk. And for now, they're working slowly with the Australian Federal Police, DNA officers, and slowly we will go into it. So,
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Change is imminent in the NCD Command, with plans to change all 3 zone commanders in the city and replace with just 1 commander. Assistant Commissioner of Police for NCD Central, Benjamin Turi, says these changes are necessary to address some issues that were brought to his attention.
When speaking to the media yesterday in Port Moresby, Turi said law and order issues are escalating in the city, with many investigations from years still pending and not completed on time and to the expectation of the force. He said many members of the force have also been involved in certain crimes committed in the city and blamed the lack of management by the 3 zone commanders. Turi says zone commanders are not performing to expectation, leading to many negligence and complacency issues in the force. Therefore, Turi has taken an approach to do away with the 3 zone commanders and appoint 1 commander who will oversee all operations. This is to maintain command and control in the force.
So from the task force, from the 3 zone commanders back to task force, which is easy to manage and control the police officer, 1 commander and 1 sub-ops. Those 3 zones, it's like everybody were running loose, creating little empires everywhere.
Turi said cutting down on police hire cars is another action that will be implemented to ensure fuel is preserved and used for operations purposes.
Cutting down on the number of hire cars in NCD2 because there were lots of vehicles, refuel, and then there's no productivity, You go refuel, come back, we don't see anything happening. So cutting down to reduce the number of IACA, because the IACA company also doesn't, the department doesn't pay for the IACAs. I don't know where they collect their money. So I even asked them to provide me the list. They can't even provide me the list for the last how many months now.
He said police officers are warned to make 5 arrests in a day and submit their report. Those who do not make an arrest will be given a warning to find another job or move out from the force. This approach is taken to ensure police officers are working.
Every policeman must do 5 arrests each per month. Some of them, they can't even do any paperwork. All the rest of their lives in the police force, they've never made an arrest. And this is the truth.
Meanwhile, Turi has issued effective transfer directives to provincial station commanders and senior non-commissioned officers or NCOs in NCD and Central. Turi said many of these officers have been stagnant in one province for years, leading to many complacency issues and a lack of command and control at the station level. He said all NCOs will now be placed as shift supervisors working on the duty roster as ordinary shift members regardless of their rank. The takeover should be complete by March 5th next month.
Discipline matters and all this. This year I gave them 2 months to change their habits of working. I warned them in January 2025 last month. A month now, I made a transfer this morning. So everybody had to move on and start working. Somewhere, I think in one police station for more than 20 years, more than 20 or 30 years. When I was cadet here, they were still in the same station. So I have to move them, I think, Ausblole, Alustabud, Norpilim, Kekelem, and now they have to move to a new place. Some have been 7 years, 5 years in one station, commanders. And there are other officers, junior officers down the rank. They've been one station and they become stagnant or complacent, you name it. They're not working at all.
You're watching TVWAN News. Later in sports, rugby administration concerns and softball associations invited.
TVWAN Online has replaced Loop PNG, and with one click on tvwan.com.pg, you can stay connected to PNG's breaking news, top stories, international news, and the latest sporting action. Don't miss out. Visit tvwan.com.pg and bookmark to your home screen to stay in the know wherever you are in PNG. TVWAN Online, the news source you can trust, just one click away.
We are just moments away from rugby league history. Oh my goodness! Oh, shot! He's away. He puts the foot down. No way! What a tackle! They're back in town. Razzle dazzle.
Can everybody say Mbula?
Following the 2024 Pacific Break competition, we're celebrating the best musicians from across the region.
We are into such a mood tonight.
With a series of live performances from Fiji.
Y'all are amazing.
This week from the Solomon Islands, it's Bibao and Lona. Pacific Break concert, Bibao and Lona.
I could not protect Nicole from the monster she was married to.
You never get over losing a friend that way.
She wasn't a headline of a tragedy. This world does not know who Nicole Brown was. We are here to vindicate her. Don't get in our way.
The life and murder of Nicole Brown Simpson.
Kendra's out of our lives. The police arrested her, so I think we'll get some peace back into our lives. We're all starting a new chapter right here. We remain as one big, happy family.
We're all gathered here tonight in order to celebrate the return of a person whom we love so much, our dear Lenlen.
Lillian, she's Bethany, the one who took care of Lenlen in Australia. This is Lillian, my future wife.
It's really nice to meet you. Nothing in life is constant. Her anger towards me and Mother.
When you love someone, you'll never give up. You're going to fight.
I'll make it up to you. I'll listen to what you have to say. Sweetheart, please I told don't you let go of me, didn't I? If Lenlen doesn't want to talk to you, then you should just stop trying.
I'm always here for you.
Don't lose hope, Maggie. I feel a bit better because you were with me.
Okay.
There's something
Don't
in my
touch it!
eye.
Don't touch it! Kendra has woken up.
I'm going to get my revenge against each and every one of you.
We're gonna rot in here.
Will the Donnas be able to rebuild their bond and make it strong enough to withstand new challenges? Prima Donnas.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Marape has called on the leadership and minister in PNG Rugby in the country to fix their differences and run the rugby code transparently. Marape made this call after returning from meeting with the NRL board chairman in Sydney, stating that he's not only advocating for rugby league but all other sporting codes including soccer.
Prime Minister James Marape's call for leadership within Papua New Guinea Rugby to resolve their differences and ensure transparent administration reflects a broader concern about the governance of sports organizations. After returning from meeting with NRL board chairman in Sydney this morning, the Prime Minister appealed for unity among rugby administrators, suggesting that internal conflicts can undermine the effectiveness of the sports governance. He urged leaders to set aside personal disputes for the greater good of rugby in PNG.
Firstly, I call out to rugby union. My heart bleeds for this good sport. All rugby union people of interest in rugby union, please fix these good sports. My government have, through Kumul Petroleum, asked Kumul Petroleum to be a major sponsor of rugby union. We've given 10 million kina already, I think 2 years ago or so. I just want to ask rugby union executives and officials right throughout our country, fix this good international sport.
Marape also emphasized on the importance of good governance practices and called for clearer communication about decision-making processes, financial accountability, and stakeholder engagement in the administration of the sport. He further highlighted the significance of rugby in PNG as a key component of national identity and community engagement. Furthermore, the Prime Minister says addressing internal issues in the sports administration can lead to better development programs, grassroots engagements, and improved performance at both domestic and international levels.
I call for soccer.
Soccer is even bigger. The most beautiful sport, soccer. James Marape is not rugby league. I am sports. Sports is a condition in which all of our youths who are gifted in sport could be participating inside. So I call upon the administration of soccer. I commend them. They've been leading in their own way. Government stands ready to assist soccer. Soccer covers almost 70% of our country.
Freddie Mo, TV1 Sports.
Hectic.
The initiation of the PNG NRL Bid Schools Academy program has provided new opportunities for young girls and boys across Papua New Guinea to chase their ambitions in rugby league. Last year's inaugural NRL Bid Academy Championships held in Goroka showcased a wealth of promising talent as participants underwent 22 weeks of a rigorous program modelled on Australian training methods, incorporating both the rugby league skills and essential life skills.
18-year-old Ken James, currently a grade 11 student at Koyari Park Secondary School, is an aspiring young rugby league player with big dreams. After playing as a prop for the NCD Under-19 Boys Academy during last year's championships in Goroka, James is excited about further honing his skills in the sport with the ultimate goal of representing Papua New Guinea on the international stage. Recently, James was part of the PNG NRL Bid Academy demonstration team at the signing event between PNG and Australia at the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium in Port Moresby. Reflecting on his journey, he's expressed enthusiasm for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and is determined to work diligently towards becoming part of the NRL team by 2028.
Lo take part in the NRL team because most of the PNG of staff plenty bro kind of make it at least 1-1 or so make it through the NRL kind of just in all so as now PNG bogol NRL me believe was plenty lo mibla ba Papua New Guinea plenty lo mibla ba take part in the NRL na kumul ba kama good ba future pamda kam strong.
James highlighted that joining the academy has been a transformative experience, bringing new insights and skills that he feels should have been learned earlier in life.
We come to the program. Most people staff can more boys people grow up and people no take part can people no play league yet committee. So people gonna big man now so play most of the player play go. So it's like getting program come here and develop people plenty. Since last time people lining good something, people playing the discipline good skills. Come now this year again people lining plenty good something.
Emphasizing the importance of commitment, hard work, and self-discipline, James shared that staying clear of peer pressure is crucial for both personal and athletic growth. He acknowledged that joining the academy is just the start. The real challenge lies in the dedication required to succeed. Looking ahead, James anticipates that this year's program will be even more demanding, and he is prepared to face the new challenges.
Yeah, I'm planning to making self-discipline, self-commitment. In field so outside this house. Nema bista me planning to discipline me like na stay away lo peer pressure na slagan.
As a young ambassador of Rugby League, Ken's spirit of dedication and ambition represents many young athletes in Papua New Guinea, proving that with hard work and the right opportunities, dreams can become reality. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The PNG Baseball Softball Confederation is in a rebuilding phase to improve major softball associations across the country. Under the leadership of President Jenny Park, since elected in 2024, is pushing the Confederation to revitalize softball not just in Port Moresby, but also in strongholds like Lae, Ramu, and cities in the highlands region such as Hagen and Goroka.
The momentum for the revival of softball in the country was prominent during the 45th National Softball Championships in Rabaul last October, which coincided with the PNG BSC's first annual general meeting. The event marked a pivotal moment for the sport as only 6 centres participated: Mosby, Rabaul, Kokopo, Warangoi, Kavieng, Bulumunski and Popondetta. The championships and AGM were essential for the reinforcement of softball's recognition by the PNG Olympic Committee and for establishing a pathway starting with the women's softball to return to international stage, especially in the events like the mini games and the Pacific Games, which have been a gap in participation since 2015. Looking ahead, Kavieng has been awarded the hosting rights for the upcoming National Softball Club Championships for September 2025. Major softball centres in mainland regions, particularly Lae, Medang and Hagen, are encouraged to affiliate with the PNG BSC and register their participation for the September titles in Kavieng.
This year we're hoping that we can get this. Not most of the Mamasa region actually came through the Highlands region. It's mainly the Mosby, Popondetta, and Rabaul and Eastern Britain and Kavieng and New Island. So we're looking at Mamasa, not Mamasa as in Lae, Medang. They've been very vocal as well. So we're reaching out to them for their affiliation to come through but as well as guiding them on what our requirements are for them to affiliate to the federation. Yeah. So we're hoping that in these championships, in the National Club Championships in September, we get maximum participation from all the respective associations for both the 4 regions of this country. Yeah.
The call to action reflects the PNG BSC's commitment to rejuvenating the sport and ensuring its growth at all levels within the community. With the support of local associations and players, the Federation is poised to lead softball in Papua New Guinea into a promising new era. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The 2 Canberra Raiders players involved in a Las Vegas hotel scuffle have fronted up and apologized. Origin player Hudson Young and his English teammate Morgan Smithies were caught brawling after a late-night drinking session in Sin City, barely a week out from their NRL season opener.
The incident allegedly happened inside a hotel elevator, and security was alerted when an emergency button was bumped or pressed. Raiders coach Ricky Stewart and CEO Don Ferner addressed the incident on Monday. In early hours of Tuesday, both Young and Smithies fronted cameras, including Nines, to explain themselves.
Yeah, firstly, I just want to apologise on behalf of myself for the actions on Thursday night. Obviously not good enough to the club, to the sponsors, to the members, everyone that's travelled over here, and importantly to the NRL as well. Invest so much time and effort into this game, and it's such a great space to be a part of here in Vegas, and a great spectacle. And obviously things got a little bit out of hand on Thursday night, and I'm happy to move on and look forward to Saturday.
Smithies was sporting a black eye, but said he got that during a training session rather than the hotel fight.
Yeah, me as well. I'd just like to apologise to the club, the hotel and the NRL. Obviously in such an important week, me and Odo made a mistake which we're sorry about and which we own, so yeah.
According to reports from the Sydney Morning Herald, the players fought in the hotel elevator before being escorted out by security. The pair was in possession of an inflatable baseball bat. They were later allowed to return to their rooms despite initially being incorrectly taken one of the Penrith Panthers players' rooms at the hotel. Meanwhile, Canberra Raiders will take on Warriors in the second of 4 games on Sunday. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that's the news segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, mostly cloudy with rain showers and drizzles. Popondetta, rain periods with possible thunderstorms and cloudy. Mamase, Lae, partly cloudy with chances of few evening showers. Medang, cloudy with evening rain periods with possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, rain periods with possible thunderstorms and cloudy. Kimbe and Buka, rain periods with possible thunderstorms and overcast. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with evening rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Coral Sea, seas rough to very rough with high seas over the eastern sector with southwest to westerly winds of 25 to 33 knots, gusting to 35 to 48 knots over the eastern sector. Solomon Sea, seas rough with northwest winds of 25 to 33 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to rather rough with northwest winds of 20 to 25 knots with strong gusts over the southern sector. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with northeast to northwest winds of 10 to 20 knots. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Bogle and all Milime Islands, seas 2.5 to 3 meters rising to 4 meters. And waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 1 to 2 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.